I have nothing to say. Turn it on.
Marlisa, have you ever looked at a rock and been like, I bet that's actually squishy?
Not until you've said it a million times to me. Oh, I thought you were done. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
You've never known, actually. That's because it's a conspiracy
theory.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, Marlisa, what are we talking about today?
Welcome to Worst Enemies. I'm Marlisa.
Copyright.
That's Natalie.
Yep.
Today is Anything Goes week, and we are talking about something that we've been trying to do for about a year now, and oh my god, Natalie's mic just fell off of the thing.
It wasn't properly screwed on.
Dang.
So I'm holding it now.
No, you have to just mute yourself. Here,
it's fine. You keep going. Keep going.
So we're talking about conspiracy theories. I am a huge conspiracy theorist. I'm trying to get your attention to my voice and not to it, Natalie.
I mean, it's not loud.
Yeah, you can't really hear it. Anyway, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. I wouldn't say that... Actually, I would say that I believe in a lot of stuff that's probably...
Fixed it.
Crazy. Natalie fixed it. We're back on.
He's cray.
I just have a lot of... Just to let you know, I'm not talking about Bigfoot, okay? Like this.
That's a whole nother episode of cryptids.
And let me
Pacific Northwesterly. Upper left, baby.
So I believe in Bigfoot 100%. I believe he's real. I want him to be my boyfriend.
Lines are drawn.
I just love Bigfoot, and I know that
Galifianakis.
Okay, that movie was such a disappointment. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. And I love Leica Studios. I think it was a good idea. It just didn't land well. But anyway, conspiracy theories. So Natalie and I have both researched, and what I'm doing with my hands is I'm putting air quotes in between the research word. We researched, basically we just thought about 2 conspiracy theories that we enjoy. Whether or not we believe them will be I guess we can say if we believe
mine.
You do? Okay.
So intensely.
I have to explain my beliefs on both of my conspiracy theories. So yeah, we both have 2. Who wants to go first? We're just diving right in.
I don't know. Mine are very short.
Oh, mine are.
Well, I have the one that you know, and the one that you don't know is not short because it's really just me reading stuff. I can start. But I do want to start with, I'm not going to talk about this because I want to refer you to a much bigger and better, probably podcast that explains this conspiracy theory about the Titanic, how the Titanic wasn't actually the Titanic, how it was actually the Olympia or the Olympic, and it was like a whole thing about like tax fraud or like insurance fraud, and it's crazy, and it's on the Jenna and Julian podcast. I don't know which episode it is because there's a bunch of them, but they're all good, so you can look it up or listen to it or not, it's fine. But my first one, I'm not talking about the rocks because that's obviously true. There's not enough about it, and I can't. There is an article that's really funny, and it's just like it's like a fake thing. Oh my gosh,
conspiracy?
No.
It's like
a
spoof.
Yeah, it's a spoof, and it's like, this geologist has been studying rocks for years, and she's like, I touched hundreds of rocks a day. So I implemented a new experiment where I would sneak up behind a rock real quietly. When I grabbed the rock, it felt like a damn stress ball. Crazy, man. And I PG'd that for everyone. But I just think that's funny. And I believe it.
It's true.
My first one is about, and this might be more of just a conversation because we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
So everyone knows about the 50 states, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the places. Who knows about the first state? Delaware.
I don't know why I forgot. We've been talking about this for so long. Freaking Delaware.
Talk
about
it. Delaware?
Spill the tea.
Don't even how. Don't even know.
Don't even what?
What?
That's the name of the podcast. What?
So Delaware, it's just, you don't really meet people, especially, as a college student. It's a lot of, oh my gosh, hi, where are you from? What's your major? When it comes to where are you from, never have I ever heard I'm from Delaware.
Never.
And
think about it.
It's think about it.
It's
very, very rare. I can probably count on one hand the amount of people that I have encountered that have. It's not saying that they're from Delaware. It's that they've met someone who has been to Delaware.
Mm-hmm. Or it's like, yeah, I have a friend who has a friend who lives in Delaware.
Yeah, it's like I visited Delaware once and it was whack, and I was like, yeah, heck yeah, it was.
Listen,
but yeah, Delaware. So basically, this is my expanded theory, which is based in no evidence except for the fact that I have no evidence to go against it.
Exactly. So it's true.
So it's a argument from silence. So that's
an argument, an article,
an argument from silence. It's like, no one's not saying it, so it's fine. It's like saying, oh well, it didn't say I couldn't park here. Well, yeah, that's clearly not a spot, Karen. Okay. That wasn't to anyone. That's just the thing. If someone's like, what does she have against Karen? I'm like, I don't know. Oh, actually, I do know a Karen. Oh, dang it.
Okay, boomer.
It's a whole thing. But basically, Delaware, this theory goes into the theory of birds not being real, of birds being government cameras and telephone wires. This is new. Telephone wires and poles are charging stations.
Oh, dude, I fully believe it.
Yeah?
Listen, birds suck. I didn't tell you. I got attacked by a bird yesterday.
Why do you think pigeons move their necks like
they're
robots?
Because they are robots.
And they're made in Delaware.
By a bird yesterday. I don't remember where. I just remember I felt like a...
Did you... I hope you smiled for your close-up.
They're watching me, man, because they're onto us. Talk about why birds aren't real. Oh, that's...
Birds aren't real, yeah, because they're cameras for the government.
And this was...
Everyone's, concerned about their phones and their laptop cameras, and they're like, the FBI's watching me, which... I don't know. But, birds, man, they're everywhere. But my only question about this whole thing is what kind of birds?
All birds.
All birds?
All birds.
Penguins?
Yes.
Oh, they have to keep their eyes out in the Arctic.
You can call me a soulless person, but I don't think penguins are that cute. I really don't.
They're not
I've
cute
never
in
thought
person.
they were that cute.
They're not cute in person. I think.
Have you met one?
No, in real life. I mean, like cartoon penguins can be cute. I meant
Anything
in real.
Cute
I meant
cute.
in real life.
Yeah, people think.
Wait, I've seen a penguin in real life.
I saw him at the San Diego Zoo once. It was really sad. This is why I don't like zoos.
Wait, I've seen some cuter penguins at the zoos. They're funny.
The little ones, fine. All baby,
the big ones?
Any baby, anything is cute. Maybe not babies.
Have you seen
human babies?
Wait, baby birds are actually gross.
Which, there you go. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Fools. They're not real. They're made in a factory. Idiots. Birds have never liked me. And I'm just talking to the general public, the general we.
Love that term.
Birds aren't real. That's like a website you can go to.
Yeah, you can buy.
Yeah, you can buy merch.
Stuff.
That showed up in LA. People would put just those.
I've almost bought a shirt so many times.
We gotta support them. But if you want, look them up. Just look up "birds aren't real" and you should find it.
You go to their website, and the first thing it says, it's a movement.
I'm looking it up right now. It's just. I've never liked birds, and so the fact that people are kind of understanding that they aren't real is just great. They're just not real, man.
Wait, their merch is actually really cool.
Yeah, it's really cute. Oh my gosh. I want the yellow shirt one.
Which one? Where it's smoking or the origami one?
The origami one. I also like the hat. Anyway, we got to talk about.
Yeah.
So
that was my first one.
How did we where did the Delaware thing even come from?
I don't remember.
This is like our friend group conspiracy theory.
Yes. Well, I know, like, I didn't come up with the fact that I blew it up into it doesn't exist. But I remember someone bringing up the fact that they've never met anyone from Delaware.
I think I said that.
And and then we were like, well, and then we kept asking people, just like hey, but like, have you ever met someone from Delaware? No. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like looking up famous people from Delaware, and there's not really a lot of them, and some of them you're like, yeah, well, they just put it there for show. And also, there's this YouTube video about each state's accent. I think it's on Condé Nast, and the Delaware one is the most generic thing. It's like, oh, I don't really know. We're just like normal, you know?
So suspicious.
So
suspicious. Just Delaware, man. Like, that wasn't it the first? Is that where we first settled?
No. It's the first state.
Okay.
So it became a state first. We settled in Virginia.
Surprising.
They had to prove something.
Dude, the government would have. Listen, government, like, don't shoot us. We're not. We're not saying this because we're like, I hate the government. I'm just saying, like, dude, Delaware is sus. Okay. That's all I'm saying. And I have nothing against it. All I'm saying is that that's where all the birds are being created, and that's when you're watching us. I have no problem because I've never committed a felony. So, like, you don't have to keep attacking me with birds, please. I've had so many bad experiences with birds.
Well, apparently a German city is offering $1.1 million to whoever proves Delaware doesn't exist.
Oh my God.
Next theory. Putting that out there.
Should I start my theory?
Yeah, let's get all cozy in. Which one are you saying first? In space?
Mm-hmm. The space.
Put on your space helmets, or not, because it doesn't matter.
Listen, I have an interesting relationship with the moon landing theory, and that is the fact that
an interesting relationship.
It's just like if the moon landing were a person, I would be in an on and off relationship with it because
good comparison.
And there's a lot of contention in my family because of the fact that I'm kind of like, let's just get into this and then I'll talk about my relationship. So I think we all know what the moon landing theory is, and that is the fact that they faked the moon landing.
Yeah, Spielberg came in and
not
shot
Spielberg,
it.
It was
Kubrick.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick came and shot
2001.
Listen, you guys, this is my problem with it, and this is coming from my research. Remember the air quotes, okay? Sorry, I love talking about conspiracy theories. Okay, so the first problem I have with the moon landing being real is the fact that JFK, ya boy, said, hey, y'all, we're going to get a man on the moon by the end of the decade. And he said that at the start of the decade. Now, unfortunately, he did die. He was assassinated. That's horrible. So he wasn't able to, like, see this happen. My question is, like, we just so happen to get a man on the moon in the final year of the decade of the 60s. This is in 1969 that we got man on the moon. That's quite a coincidence. And that's also coming from the fact that we had been in the great space race with the Soviet Union, and the fact that the Soviet Union had been beating us in, like, all levels of the space race until, like, just about the very end when it counts.
Oh, we pulled it out.
I have heard so many people say, and this is, by the way, I'm going to plug the podcast where I got a lot of these conspiracies from. It's just called Conspiracy. It's a Parcast podcast. So you can look it up. It's on Spotify if you want to listen to it. It's really cool. Yeah, like that's their company name, I think.
Oh, okay.
So they have like a bunch of different podcasts. But the one that I listen to is called Conspiracy. And I don't remember if they said this or if I like got this from another thing. So this isn't like my own information that I found on my own free will. But I've heard that the computers that NASA used at that time had as much computing power as a modern day calculator.
Nice.
How did a calculus. And granted, I brought this up with my dad one time, and he was like,
"Calculators are very advanced today. They're just used for very basic functions."
And my dad was like, "Okay, but think about it like this: they had like giant computers. It wasn't just like one, like it wasn't just an Apple computer, like one little laptop that they were using. They were using like dozens, maybe hundreds of computers." And my dad's probably listening to this and like cringing so much because of how
He's gonna call you right now.
Please. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dad, but I just think it's crazy that, you know, how many calculators can you put in a room before they can get a man on the moon? That's my thing. It's like they have that much computing power to send a fleet of people on an 8-day mission. I believe it was an 8-day. It probably wasn't. I'm probably totally just being an idiot. On a long mission to the moon and then back. This is the next one. This is the one that really like kind of sells it for me. When you watch the video of the moon landing.
Oh, the wind.
Why is the American flag rippling in the wind?
Is it rippling in the wind or is it just floating in gravity? I don't know why this is a problem for everyone.
It's rippling in the wind. People say...
How do we know that's not just how...
That's exactly not what gravity. The freaking government says, Natalie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're paying me. Plant. Shout out to the government for sponsoring this podcast. Just kidding. They're going to take it down probably. It's too much truth. Demonetized. We don't even get money anyway. If you want to give us money, we're Please both on Venmo.
I just think that, you know, when you look at the films that were being made at that time, and then you look at the film of the moon landing, they just look too similar. I don't know. And why aren't we sending more people to the moon? I know funding. I know that. I know funding. Shut up. Okay.
But we're already so in debt. Why should it matter at this point?
We are so advanced with our technology now compared to then. How is it not easier to send a man to the moon?
We're working on someone, because it's not a race. I think we're not competing. We're like, we already been there and it was boring. Supposedly. You know, no Wi-Fi up there. We're working on teleportation. We're so close. We're so close.
There's theories that the government is like, anytime you look up moon landing, or like anytime you really look up any conspiracy, what they do on the internet is they put like debunked theories or like why the moon landing is stupid and like all that stuff. So when I was researching this today, air quotes, I did some research. I looked a little bit. All of the videos that I could find, all of the articles that I found on the internet was like debunk, 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 debunk. And I was like, there's not one like person, at least just for the sake of people's like kindness, being like, let's look at this as though maybe this were true.
What's being debunked? The fact that
the moon landing. Yeah,
so it's saying that it's fake?
No, the fact that people are idiots for thinking that it's fake.
Oh, so the fake moon landing is being debunked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like, it just makes me kind of be like, it's just a little suspicious.
Well, maybe it's just like accurate, but also, hey man, all right.
My relationship with the moon landing theory is, it's not that I don't care. It's that
Same.
It doesn't affect my life.
I was just going to say that.
I'm saying, what I tell my family and what I tell my dad especially is like, I wouldn't be shocked if like one day the government said like, oh, it was fake, because it's like, you lied about that. I mean, I would definitely be like, what else have you been lying about? But at the same time, it's like, I can understand why you lied, because you didn't want to lose to the Russians and like all that stuff. Props or whatever
to you.
But
the Russians are gonna come after us.
Like, if I woke up tomorrow and like got emails saying like the moon landing was real or it was fake and blah blah blah, and just be like, okay. Like, cool. I guess that's something that they did years ago when I wasn't born, so it just happened. Like, I just wouldn't be shocked. Thing. That's my thing. I wouldn't be surprised. I do care, because my thing is, like, with conspiracy theories especially, it's like, unless they're really stupid, like lizard people, which I'll talk about that next. Not lizard people, like, primarily, but like that, even that, just like, maybe one day, just be like, give them the benefit of the doubt.
For funsies.
Yeah.
We need to give ourselves a good imagination. And also, to add on to your, like, wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be, like, angry, because I'm like, yeah, like, they're covering up stuff left and right, probably. And at the end of the day, if this came out and they're like, the moon landing was faked, I'd be like, cool, what's for breakfast? Like, my life wouldn't change. The fact that someone didn't step on the moon, like, 50...
Longer. 60s.
50 years ago.
70s were 50 years ago. Right?
I don't know.
I'm gonna do some calculations.
I want to say 50s because then it's the 50 year.
Good job, yeah.
It's the 50-year anniversary of the moon landing.
It was. It's the 50-year anniversary this year.
I can math, guys. I took math last semester, and that will be the last time I'll do math for a grade. But yeah, also, you know, the moon... Oh, never mind. This doesn't work. I was going to make a pun, but it's not about the moon. It's about the Earth.
Make it. It's fine. Do it.
I really am a fan of the Earth's rotation. Really makes my day.
Cool.
I didn't come up with that. Also, I don't know where I found it, but...
What's your next theory, Natalie?
Oh my gosh, it's going to crush everyone's soul because, you know, you never want... Like, the moon landing, yeah, you're like, okay, this might be fake. But you never want something from your childhood to be fake, you know? Something... No, we're not talking about the Berenstain Bears, which is a whole nother thing, which I can't even talk about. But it's a great song by the band Camino, Berenstain. So good. Okay, anyway. Picture this. You got a guy... And I say a guy because it's never stated that he's an egg sitting up on a wall. Right?
Yeah, okay. What are you doing? Where are you going with this?
He sits on the wall.
Yeah.
Has a great fall.
Yeah.
All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put old Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Uh-huh.
However.
Oh my god.
It's not that... Humpty Dumpty did not simply fall off the wall.
What?
He was pushed.
No! Oh, sorry, that was loud.
He was freaking pushed.
By who? Puss in Boots?
We'll get...
Did you watch that movie?
We'll get... maybe. But this is... I'm going to get all of my information from johnstallings.blogspot.com. So...
Research. Air quote. No.
So,
she showed me the
hold
website.
On. This was only 2 years, almost 3 years ago.
Oh, so it's valid.
Yeah, it's current. It's not like made in the 200s. So basically it starts off backstory. So context. Humpty Dumpty, first of all, his last name is Dumpty. And
Fool.
To put... well, he didn't choose that. And neither did his parents. But his parents chose to name him Humpty.
Yeah.
Who does that to a child? So clearly, like, there's a ridicule factor in there. He's like the loser kid. Right?
Yeah.
So, there's that. But there's a whole situation. You know, it's not that simply he was on a playground, you know, sitting on a wall, kicking his feet, eating his trail mix or whatever, because he's a human, not an egg. Whoever came up with that, I don't know, because I didn't do any research for this. And some kids are just like, Humpty, push him off the wall, and he dies. No, because that makes no sense. Because... why would all the king's horses and all the king's men even try to put him back together again if he's just a kid? I mean, like, clearly they care, maybe, but, like, they're not gonna, all the, like, the king's people, not just, like, the local, I don't even know what time period this is in, but, like, it's the king, you know, and he's not a prince, but... Let's dissect this a little bit. I guess this might be long. You can stop me whenever you want.
I didn't realize that there was a conspiracy theory about Humpty Dumpty.
Yep. And he's not a freaking egg. Gosh.
I wonder where that came from. But anyway, keep going.
Well.
Oh.
If we were... I'm just kidding.
Oh.
So, here we go. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. It would be too easy to assume that he was literally just sitting on a wall. No. He wasn't sitting on a wall. He was on the wall as in he was successful. He was at the top. He was a successful man in the world of business. You know, the top office, large window kind of thing. You know? Right?
Okay.
You're thinking?
Sat on Wall Street? Oh my god.
Sat on a wall. That could...
Maybe that's what he was thinking about. Anyway.
We'll see. Okay. That's a whole nother thing. Oh my gosh. Also, look at... Read this word. Even though I know she might not even be listening, so it might not even matter.
Apex?
Yep. That's in the article. It says, and so it goes. People who made it to the apex of their professions only come crashing down to the depths of their misery and brokenness. So that was the backstory of his success. So, sorry, I'm reading most of this right now. So first of all,
research.
Yeah, he's like saying how like, yeah, an egg, that's too dumb. Yeah, why is it an egg? It doesn't even say like, why would you try to put an egg back together? Clearly, also putting a human back together, it had to be a far fall. If his parts fell off.
Maybe it was like, because it's a children's song that like they didn't
easy.
Want it to be.
But even on that, like, it's probably based in some truth where this guy did get pushed off. Because, you know, Ring Around the Rosie, freaking Black Plague. Also, this guy quotes the Bible in this article. So I'm going to read this part verbatim. I know that's not how you say it. I see people indulging in all sorts of evil, not seeming to care about the harm it can bring to them and those who love them. Young people can get with the wrong crowd in the wrong hangouts and go down the wrong roads. Mm-hmm. Paul said, abstain from every form of evil. 1 Thessalonians 5:22.
Dude.
So
this is real.
So yeah. So here's another thing that makes it more complicated. The king part of it. He called for government help, which further promotes the fact that he was an established man. He was a successful being because he had it in with the horses and the men of the king. And they rushed. And they did all of them. Mm-hmm. All the king's horses and all the king's men. They tried. They tried to put him back together again. And they couldn't. Ooh. So, sorry. Oh, there's a whole thing about Reagan. Okay. Oh, and then, oh my gosh. Here we go.
Okay.
He brings up the fall.
Oh my God.
If any of you are listening,
is this just like a man's sermon?
The fall of mankind in the Garden of Eden. So yeah, so okay, sorry. I really should have. Whoa,
Natalie, are you just reading all of it?
Well, I didn't get that far because I got through.
Okay, what is happening?
I read like through half of it and I was like, okay, this is gonna be like I can get the feel of this. Mm-hmm. No. I will read to you the last thing before he signs off. In bold. He says, Humpty could find no help, but you and I can. Just for the asking, we can have a new life through Christ. Blessings, John.
I think this was a person's sermon that he put on his on his website.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna talk about Humpty Dumpty today.
I literally should have read just went to the bottom, but this is way better than I even thought. Guys, look up John Stallings, Stallings. Humpty Dumpty was pushed, and it's hilarious. Phenomenally successful music has poured from John's pen, causing him to be called one of the greatest living Southern gospel composers. Oh, there it is. Yep.
I think this was that man's blog post.
Great. This is amazing. Oh my gosh.
What was this made by? Anyway.
This is way better than I thought, but also I still believe that Humpty Dumpty was pushed. Seems to... Actually, I think that... This is all me, guys. This is original. So, I exited out of that tab on my computer. Someone needed... And I'm not, saying that they were trying to cover anything up. I just think this might have been a logic thing. They were trying to close that gap. And they were like, why would he fall off a wall? That makes no sense. Oh, well, if he was an egg, that would make sense because he's round. So, round, you can't, it's very hard to just stand an egg up without it, rolling to one side or the other. So I just think to whoever came up with this lie that Humpty Dumpty was an egg
is a fool.
It's okay. Well, yes, but aren't we all? But it's okay. I know you just had to get there in your logical mind. You're probably a 5, 6, or 7 on the Enneagram. And you know what? That's okay. And I'm pretty much done.
I'm sorry. I'm putting something on my Instagram.
No, you're good. I can talk about other things.
No,
Guys, if you've seen Cloud Atlas... Hold on, wait. No, if you haven't seen Cloud Atlas...
What are you doing?
Watch it. But watch it with friends, or else it's gonna stink. If you watch it with friends, at least, it'll be a fun time. Don't watch it with your parents.
No.
Unless you guys are okay with watching some adult content together.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, thank goodness.
All right. So my last conspiracy theory, which I think, I wouldn't say this is one of the biggest ones in the world, but I think you can guess what it is.
Okay.
Illuminati confirmed. So I thought I would start this theory by telling you about when I first heard the word Illuminati. I was in a Bible class.
This is great.
I was in a Bible class, and I loved my Bible teacher in middle school. She did have some strange ideas, and I've talked to her about them, and I don't think she'll ever listen to this, so it's fine. I won't say her name. She's a great teacher. I love her so much. But one time in Bible class, we just started talking about the Illuminati, and she kind of talked about her stance on it, and I was the whole time in 7th grade, mind you. I was sitting there just kind of being Illuminati, and in my head I was like, I have no idea what this is. I don't know what's going on. And so it scared me when she talked about it, because she was like, all the celebrities are in on it, and they're all Beyonce and Jay-Z and whatever, Eminem are all in this whole thing together, and it's satanic. And I was like, what the heck? So
this is when you were in 7th grade?
I was in 7th grade. So
when you were
yes. So that was freaking me out.
Hey, listen to last week's podcast if you haven't, which in general you just should, because it's a good one. But just for context for that, just put yourself in Marlisa's shoes.
I think this was actually after all that stuff had happened. I wasn't in the prime of it, but I was just off of that whole experience. So I mean, definitely I was thinking okay, this could be true. Sure, because whatever. But so a lot of my information is coming from Wikipedia. It's also coming from this amazing YouTube channel that I love, BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Yeah.
They did a video about the Illuminati, and I watched it, so a lot of this is going to come from that video.
Marlisa's just saying this because she was at BuzzFeed and they're paying her.
I went to BuzzFeed today for a tour, and it was really fun. I didn't see I didn't see the guys from BuzzFeed Unsolved. I did see one of the places where they record their like Q&A show, so that was really cool.
Cool beans.
So yeah, this is coming from their video, but first I want to read a quote from Wikipedia about the Illuminati because surprisingly it actually has like a historical.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
A historical.
Yes. It's very interesting.
So this is from Wikipedia. Quote. Historically, the name usually refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, an Enlightenment-era secret society founded on the 1st of May, 1776. The society's goals were to oppose superstition, obscurantism, I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, religious influence over public life, and abuses of state power. So it was started by, I don't remember the guy's name, but it was started by someone.
What
I don't know.
Starts with a W.
I can literally look it up right now.
I mean, you don't have to. I just...
No, we should.
Werbersmith.
With my research.
Werbersnaft.
Adam Weishaupt.
I knew it ended with a T and started with a W.
That's pretty good. So this Illuminati had a real... like they did exist for a very short amount of time,
but not as we know it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get into that.
Oh my gosh.
They had a very anti-religious stance. They believed in self-knowledge and free thought. This is coming directly from the BuzzFeed Unsolved video. And so the church obviously had a problem with that, and so they like disbanded them pretty like early in like the late 1700s. So people believe, however, that the Illuminati like secretly kept going. And a lot of people today primarily believe that the Illuminati is part of the New World Order. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
So the New World Order
sounds like Star Wars.
It kind of, when you think about it, it really is. It's basically like the idea that, it's basically the idea that people right now are working towards a totalitarian government. Just which means that like the entire world would be under one order, which is why it's called the New World Order. And so a lot of, if you like learn about Revelations and stuff like that, it actually talks about like that type of situation happening like during the rapture where like the Antichrist brings everyone together in the Bible. Revelations, like the Antichrist brings people. So like this, the thing is like, if you believe in the Bible, like, and obviously, like, I studied Revelations in, like, 9th grade, so this is a long time ago that this happened. And,
no, you need to remind me later to tell you about what just happened.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm not going to disclose it to all y'all.
Okay. So, anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So, like, basically, like, Revelations talks about the fact that there will be, like, a quote-unquote New World Order, where essentially, like, the Antichrist is going to be, like, the leader of them. Of like the entire world after the rapture happens and like all the Christians are gone. And this is coming from if you believe in predestinate or pre-tribulation, which is when like where all the Christians are going to be gone in an instant, which starts the rapture. It's this whole thing. It's really confusing. And that's one of the reasons why we talked about the Illuminati in Bible class, because of the fact that like people believe that the Illuminati is basically like the underground society that's running this movement towards a new world order
with the lizard people.
That's my next thing. People also believe that the Illuminati are part of a lizard race of people, like people who pretend like,
yeah.
BuzzFeed Unsolved apparently said that like people think Obama was one and the Clintons, the Queen of England. What's her name? I totally forgot. Hold on. Who
Queen?
Is the current queen?
Megan's listening. She's dying. Or she's like, come on.
Elizabeth.
Or both.
I was going to say Elizabeth, but I was scared. Okay.
Wait, I can't even name a...
Victoria.
I was like, they're all Elizabeth.
Kate McKinnon. Or wait, no. I'm such an idiot.
I really want Kate McKinnon to be the Queen of England.
That would be great.
England would hate it.
So the next, like my last part about the Illuminati is a lot of people believe that celebrities are part of the Illuminati.
As you do.
Like Beyonce.
Yeah,
there's videos of like people believe that, like some people believe that Illuminati makes clones of celebrities, and so like sometimes there are videos where you can see people are like spaced out, and so people are like, oh, that's like the clone, not knowing what to do because it's just a clone, it's not a human, and like it's getting its orders.
That never happens to humans.
Yeah, and some people say like maybe this person was on drugs, maybe this person like just was bored and just like was staring out into space. It was dumb, but and I like the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because like people believe celebrities are part of the Illuminati, and one of the things that I think, I don't know if the Illuminati is real. This is my relationship to it. I don't know. I don't really. It isn't like I don't care if the Illuminati is real. That's my thing.
You just want to be in it if it is.
No, because I'm scared. It's anti-religious. But my thing is like if people really believe that celebrities are part of the Illuminati, it's kind of like how Scientology runs their it's not a religion. Organization. That's a really good way to put it. Scam, I guess, is more like it. Come at me, Illuminati. Or Illuminati and Scientology. I don't care. Ooh. But anyway, like Scientology, they have like a celebrity center in LA. Like a lot of celebrities are Scientologists. And the way that their celebrity center works is like the people like Tom Cruise, like the really high up Scientology people, encourage like all the other celebrities to boost each other up. They're like, hey, let's go to these like Scientology only events, like this is just for us, and like we're gonna try and get more celebrities to join Scientology because they're influential people, and it will cause people to be like, oh, what is Scientology? Oh, why don't I look into it and stuff. So that's why I think that like if the Illuminati's real, which I don't think it is, I don't honestly like how would it be able to not be known for so long? I think that that's pretty strange. Like the late 1700s.
They're underground?
That's true. Maybe they're like killing people. I don't know. All I'm saying is like I don't want to join it. I have no desire to. I mean, unless you start like, you know, hurting people and like throwing Christians in jail, I'll probably have a problem with that. But besides that, like, hey, that's your thing. Boo-boo. Just don't hurt anyone, and that's.
But learn from Humpty Dumpty, because you can find salvation in Jesus Christ. If you've learned anything from this should just count as my evangelism project.
I would just like to say that my brother and his wife just texted me the word spoons, which means that they listen to the podcast.
I hope they listen to this one. What should they text you now?
Oh, Kevin just texted me something. Anyway.
Wait, what word are they going to text you now?
What?
What word should they text you now?
Illuminati confirmed.
But the confirmed is with a K.
So. Yeah. Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
All right. That's our conspiracy.
There it is. That's the completion of one
fun.
cycle.
So fun.
Of season 2 of Worst Enemies.
Woo!
And next week we'll be back with whatever we do on the first week.
Oh,
do we remember?
Movies and TV.
Oh, we're going to be talking about children's movies and children's entertainment and just how it really matters.
How it should. My stance is going to be like why it should matter more in our society.
Yeah.
Or at least why those companies who are making those stuff need to take it more seriously.
Yeah. Not just be like, dumb stuff. Random. That's funny.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, guys. And good night or good morning or good whatever it is. I hope it's good. Bye.
Bye.